Hello, and thank you so much for joining me here on Sid Checks. I'm Miss Izzy, and today I'm just going to be giving you an update on my journey as a priestess. So, when I accepted the task of becoming a priestess, I was going to be training under my now ex-best friend in 2019. And they made it clear when I agreed to take on the study to become a priestess that it would be mostly alone. That most of it was self-study, it was just self-improvement, and I would be studying mostly alone, which is basically all the studies I did with them. They would kind of fall off the wagon of being able to teach, which is fine because they have other things going on, but it's not very helpful to the student. Like, I understand, but it still sucks. So, as a priestess, I ended up having to do most of it by myself. I'd still accepted this task of becoming a priestess, and I didn't just reject it just because things went sour. I started working on myself and things that I can improve to make me a better spiritual teacher and to help me meet the goals of a priestess. To me, a priestess is like the mother. They are the caregiver to a coven. And while I don't want to be a caregiver to people, I could be a caregiver in a spiritual sense and help guide someone as a teacher. I can be that warrior priestess that helps defend you in your time of need, that helps you move when you need to move, that is there for you when you need someone there for you. But the journey of a priestess is impacted so much by your mental, emotional, and your physical space. It's impacted by what we consume in the media. It's impacted by the people that surround us in our social sphere. It's impacted by our physical homes, the quality of the home we keep, the quality of the space we live in, and the environment, and any other factors. Like, if the forest behind you is on fire, you're going to have some problems. This impacts your physical well-being. You can't be a spiritual person if you burn to death. You can't be a helpful person if you're in a abusive relationship, getting the shit beat out of you all the time. Some part of you isn't going to be able to be there for other people because you're not there for yourself. You have to help you before you can help others. And for my spiritual journey, it was really rocky because right after I accepted it, we weren't dating. My ex-boyfriend decided to masturbate at work, which made me have panic attacks a lot. And then my house burned down. And there was a whole bunch of other stuff with that guy that fucked up my shit. But the flaming pile of garbage masquerading as a human man has other issues. House burned down, and then I moved in with someone, and I kept telling myself, Jenna would never put me in a place where I'm in danger. Jenna would never put me in a place where I'm in danger. And I'm sorry I'm shaking the camera. But, they put me somewhere where this person came on to me, and, I told them, I don't know, my house was burned down, my life is in shambles, I don't have time for this. And they said that was fine, but they were super controlling. If I wasn't home by 4:30, they would send me, mass texts, are you coming home today at all? And all kinds of other, bruh. We're not in a relationship, and this isn't even okay in a relationship. What the fuck? Then months later, I did get into a relationship, and they sent me this massive text about how I need to be home more often. I need to cook and clean more, and I'm not cooking for him because I don't like his cooking. He owns literally 5 spices because I moved out, and I think 3 of them are salt. 1 is Italian seasoning, and I don't remember what the other one is. It might be garlic powder because I know he has garlic salt, kosher salt. Yeah. Anyway, but it was ridiculous. He flipped out in a massive text. He's like, you played me, you used me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was just ridiculous. And then for 7 to 8 months, he was just stalking me. He argues that he wasn't, and he argues that he wasn't being creepy, that I was being the creepy one, that I was the untrustworthy one, I was the weird one. But for 7 to 8 months, he would send my boyfriend massive texts, not short texts, not this happened, but the capped out max amount for one message. He'd send 5 to 6 of those in Messenger. And it would all be about what he saw me do. The second I come in the door, he texts, she came home at this time. She went upstairs or she went into the kitchen. I heard her doing this, this, and this. And I heard her doing this, this, and this. And he would say a whole bunch of stuff like, I heard my doorknob jiggle to my room. She tried to break in. And I'm like, bitch, I go in and out of my room constantly because I always forget something when I'm going to take a shower. Like, fuck you. It was insane. Like, to know someone's watching you, and he would say, well, if I don't see you do it, it didn't happen. And I'm like, you're admitting to being ignorant. Like, bruh. Like, the more someone says they want to watch me do something, the less I want them to watch me do something. Not only do I have anxiety, but that's creepy. And this person had taken a picture of me inappropriately. I was in my pajamas and we were watching TV together and they pretended to be texting. And they took a picture of me and it was really inappropriate and weird. And I only found out about it because about the time I did the Vashikaran and the language of the corpse video is when I bleached my hair and I wanted a picture of the back and they scrolled too far when they took a picture because I asked for help. And they scrolled too far and showed me that they took pictures that were not approved. No. They deleted them. But then this whole thing of watching me constantly saying, well, you didn't clean, you didn't do this, you didn't. And I'm like, I've literally had my boyfriend watch me clean something. That says something that I asked someone to watch me do something because I can't do things when I'm being watched. I stop. I do not like being watched while I'm doing something. I will stop. I do not have the ability, the social anxiety, and it's not even being like in the spotlight. It's just I don't like it. Not at all. My boyfriend has witnessed me doing the task multiple times and then be told that didn't happen. You didn't do anything. And like, they've been really creepy, and most of it there's not even evidence of. Like, there's not evidence of when they came home and sat in front of me on the couch, like on the floor. So they sat on the floor in front of my legs, and I'm like, there's this whole fucking couch. And then they kept trying to, I'm in a dress, because I only wear dresses unless I'm at work. And like, and very rarely outside, but like really rare. And they kept trying to put my legs either on their shoulders or over their shoulders. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but I kept pulling my legs back. Like, I don't know what to respond to this. And I kept like, eventually I'm trying to crisscross, but they keep reaching back to pull. I'm like, what the fuck? Eventually I'm just like, fucking stop. And then they're like, hey man, be cool. And I'm like, no, you won't stop fucking touching me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's fucking creepy, bruh. Stop. And this is just my housemate. I moved in with them because my house burned down and they offered to help. And I thought my best friend would have had my best interest at heart. But when I tried to talk to him about advances he was making, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm not sure. I'm not comfortable. And they're like, oh, he really cares. Or, oh, not her. Oh, why would you like her? Or, you're ungrateful for the gifts that you've been given because I didn't want to accept his advances. And it's like, bitch, you may have helped save the princess from the dragon, but I do not owe you my kingdom. I do not owe you me. I'm sorry. I don't do obligated dating like the ex-boyfriend who told me he was dating my best friend because he felt obligated because she'd been there for him. I'm like, fuck you. But so yeah, so this whole drama happened. And I know I just went into the spiel, but like, this whole drama happened. And they had my property in my room. So this has been 7 to 8 months, almost 9 months of dealing with all this bullshit. And it's like, I can't be safe in my own room. They'd walk into my room. So I can't practice anything. I can't do anything without feeling like I need to lock my door so that they don't come in anymore. Sleep with my dog in my room so I don't have to worry. Just living on edge, living in fear, living uncomfortable all the time. It's super bad for your spiritual health. I'm not going to lie. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your emotional health, and it does not make you a happier person. Just going to put that out there. They had my property in their room, and they refused to give it back. So the police were called. They gave me my property back. And the police were like, yeah, based off all of this and like the fact that you have like messages for days, which we offered to let them read if they really want to do, because it's so fucking many. And it's like making up shit. Like he's got fucking issues, making shit up. Like, you have a problem. You can't differentiate between reality and fantasy. Like, at one point they were like, they're displaying more and more traits of the dark triad, which is narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Matcha tea. There we go. I had to look it up. Just saying. Everyone had to look it up. But also, like, no. No. And he made this assumption or assertion. I don't know what the fuck it is called. I don't know. He made this idea. He blew it up, threw it at my boyfriend after I had not been talking to him at all. How can someone you're not speaking to and not physically seeing because they're at work all the time be a thing? You know? That doesn't make sense. And they were being a jackass. Like, at one point, I'm like, hey, I need to go to Walmart. I know you can't drive. You don't drive. You never have intentions of driving. Would you like to go? And they're like, okay. So we go, take them to Walmart. We leave. And they're like, hey, I know you're very egocentric and all you think about is yourself. But if you could think about someone other than you and be less self-centered, I would really like to hang out with you this week. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, bro, if I could untake your ass to Walmart, I would take your ass to Walmart. If I were any sort of a meaner person, I would make you walk. And I know for a fact, because I've walked it, it's a 2-hour walk. For him, it would probably be about an hour, especially because of where the house was compared to where I've had to walk before. So it'd probably be closer to an hour, but I could have made him walk. I was tempted as fuck. But I'm not that kind of person. I wouldn't make someone walk. That's not very cool. But the principle stands. Like, what the fuck? You don't insult someone in this conversation to ask if they want to hang out. Like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. And, like, all of this I don't have proof of because this is in-person shit. This is all in-person shit. And, like, I originally went to continuing with the emotional health and the update of my Priestess journey. I had went to Reddit, which is the most toxic shit. Don't go to Reddit. I mean, it's great, but it sucks. It's so toxic. Like, so I went to Reddit because I thought he could be a narcissist. Before he accused me of being a narcissist, I thought he could be a narcissist. And I was trying to seek help for this person putting their advances on me and being pissed off about all my shit. And I ended up finding my ex-bestie accusing me of being a narcissist and, like, transphobic and all kinds of other shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? And just to say, my therapist literally laughed in my fucking face when I asked her if I was a narcissist, which I didn't do the first time I brought up that I was called a narcissist by both of these idiots, because they're being idiots. There's no fucking other way to say it. But I asked her the second time because I was too nervous to ask, and she literally, instead of just saying no, which she did say no, instead of just saying no, she instead cackled in my face for a solid minute. Like, that is the funniest shit. No. Definitely not. Negatory. No. Like, you could have said no. You didn't have to laugh at me. That makes my anxiety worse. But I guess I believe you. So, yeah. And I have a video I'm going to reference down below just because it's kind of funny. My friend showed it to me. It's like, anxiety's great. JK, can you jump off a microwave? And in it, Jaden's like, is this a hamster? You're still not as wrong as that guy. And that guy said that someone with anxiety is the same as a narcissist because they want people to look at them. And they think everyone's looking at them. Not that they want them, but they think they are. And really it said, no. Could you not be more wrong about anything ever? It is kind of, I don't know. It was a funny video. I related so hard. I didn't know other people felt that way about, like, the people watching you. Like, you think someone's watching you through the bathroom stall or through the little holes in the ceiling. I didn't know other people felt that. But that's anxiety. And I didn't know other people had the same problems. So that was cool. But, yeah. Onto the Priestess journey. More talking. So this has got me in this whole situation has me in a bad physical place. It has me in a bad mental and emotional place. And it has me in a bad place. I'm in a bad place. And I didn't want to leave because I was on the lease. I couldn't trust anyone in Rock Hill. That's where I was. I moved. I'm happier now. Actually, my stress depression and anxiety, all the tests that I had to take again, because they make you take them every like 6 months or every 3 months. Or, I don't know how often they make you take them, but every time you go, every so often they do your checkups, which I was seeing my therapist twice a month because it was so bad. Now I'm down to once a month because she thinks I've gotten drastically better, especially because I fucking moved. She thinks I'm doing so much better since I moved, which is true. It's true. Even my dog's better. She's not chewing her ass anymore, so she's not bald. And that's great. But yeah, so on a emotional level, spiritual, I couldn't handle all that bullshit. And I'm in the most healthy relationship I've ever been in. I have the most wonderful partner. I love them so much, and it's so great, and they're so understanding, and they're so wonderful in every way. So like, I want to just enjoy my life. So like, all of this is stressing me the fuck out. I confront that person about them stalking me, and their answer to, instead of saying no, is just like, you're the creepy one. And like, they just throw it back at me, projecting. It's like, fuck you. At the same time, I decided to move out, which was right after the police were called and said, yeah, all this creepy shit, you need to get a restraining order when you move out. We suggest you get a restraining order when you move out. You should do that. Like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know, because, like, it's taking over a day to get to my house on a bike. So, like, you think I'm good? Like, yeah. But, yeah, so at the same time that happened, more crazy shit happened, which was that I was at my work, and I was there. My ex used to work there, of course. That's the one who masturbated at work. He temporarily was dating this one girl who I work with. It didn't work out because she likes to call him out on his manipulative lying behavior, which I've only done a little bit. Typically, if you lie to me, I'm like, fuck you, you sack of shit, and I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I will call your ass out in a minute. I don't like it. I don't do it as much with my partner. Like, my partner can gaslight me, and I just kind of let it happen because I'm dumbass. I'm better with that, and my partner now is fucking wonderful, so I ain't got to worry about it, really. Well, yeah, so she called him out on it. He's like, I don't think I like you. Or that said, I don't really like you. It's a that because it's less than human now. Why is that? Why did it fall below human? Well, their first instance of and this is going to be the spoiler alert, their first instance of a sexual assault was that they told me personally when they were in high school, they were accused of rape by this girl at a party, but they were too blackout drunk to remember what happened, so they don't actually know if they raped her. But that's one of the reasons why they've never been that's why they've never wanted to run for public office, in case they came forward again. And I'm like, wow. If you think you were so blackout drunk that you don't know if that was a possibility, then you think it could have been a possibility because you think you were that kind of person that would just do that. You can be drunk and not be a tremendous piece of trash. Like, just saying. Yeah. The second instance was, technically, it is classified as sexual harassment. They're masturbating at work. That is a crime in some states. It is punishable by jail time, and it can get you put on the sex offenders registry. Their third instance, all right, the spoiler. The girl comes to me and it's like, yeah, so that happened with them where we broke up, but we were also friends. What if? I'm hanging out with him and his girlfriend because she was the third. And the girlfriend leaves me alone with that. He attempts to assault her. Now, I didn't make her explain because I didn't want to know the details. I don't want to seem intrusive, and I don't want her to re-experience the trauma, open the wound, feel worse, and especially when you're still processing, because it can take you months to process something. But she talked to me because she said she thought I would believe her. She talked to me because she said that she was worried that no one would believe her, and that if she did say anything, because the coven don't call the police, they're not actually like gonna hurt anybody, but they talk themselves up, they make themselves more important and more powerful than they are. She thinks that they were gonna kill her if she brought it forward, which, I mean, that's super fucking culty as shit. The fact that she's worried that coming forward about the founder, kind of the coven attempting to assault her might cause the coven to kill her. That's super culty. Not accurate, because they wouldn't hurt her. But that's still culty that she thinks so. But yeah. And then there's the whole process of, I'm a priestess now, or I'm trying to be. Even if I'm just a solitary priestess, I still help people all the time. And I had her and someone else come to me, and I could only help one. The one asked me how to protect themselves from what sounds like Colombian voodoo of some sort. And I'm like, try this. You are not doing anything in any way that is offensive. You are only doing defensive for yourself. And you're not even doing it directly at them. You're asking for help because I'm not letting you fuck yourself up. Nope, not doing it. I'm not putting my energy in there because I don't know these people. Fuck it. I ain't dealing with a family. No, not play. No play. Not for real, for play. But I can only help her. And I'm like, this is a spiritual problem. I can help you with a spiritual problem. But then you have someone come to me with a sexual issue or an attempted assault. It could have been anything. But you have someone come to me for that. And I can't help her. And I know she's not asking for help. Maybe she's just looking for someone to confide in. But like, it breaks you. It hurts you. And like, no, I'm not trying to monopolize on her trauma, but what the fuck? Why would you tell me? Because I can't help you. And even talking about it makes them less likely to believe me or believe you if you come forward. Even if they wouldn't have believed you before, they'll believe you less now. And sorry, there was a notification to do a Hestia thing today. But like, they're less likely to believe it if I've said it, but I don't even know what to say. And it just reopened my panic attacks, and it only happened for 2 or 3 days because then the fun ride got to keep going. So I hadn't quite moved yet, right? I haven't moved, but I'm about to move, like in a couple days. I'm visiting my friend, and I get a text from work. There's low volume. No one's coming in for at least 2 weeks. Cool, I'm laid off. All right. I immediately put in an application at one place. I did put it in at a bunch of places. I do one at a time. And that's terrible. Don't do that. Put it in everywhere. But I put in an application for all positions there. Within 2 to 3 hours of putting in the application, I got a call back, set up an interview. Within 3 days, I went to the interview. Within 3 days from that, I started my first orientation shift. Within a week from that day, I had my first paycheck, and by the third week, or the third paycheck, it had been about 3 weeks that they had given us off. And at that point, I had gotten my third paycheck with the new company. So, like, I'm good. And I get paid so much more. It's a lot easier, I think. I'm a night shift worker now, which is the real big issue. But I think it's a blessing. It's a blessing that I'm night shift, because although it's so hard to see people and hang out with people, it's giving me a lot more time on my own to work on my craft, to work on my books, to work on my vlog, to work on all the things. So it's a blessing. It's a positive thing. And I'm keeping that mindset as I move forward. And it's giving me the money I need to buy books because I am intending to go back to school for another bachelor's because they don't have a master's degree program in the program I'm going for. And so all of this stuff is falling into place. And my spiritual journey has led me to know that I can't help everyone. And while it feels like running away, that we all got laid off and I didn't have to see them anymore and I didn't have to have panic attacks there anymore, I know that I can't help them. I know there's nothing I can do. And I know that I can't say anything to anyone. And not being in Rock Hill helps me so much because I don't have to worry about running into a sexual deviant, a aggressive, predatory pervert. I don't have to worry about people who are talking mad shit about me that don't know the fuck of anything that's going on and that are weaving their own narratives to make themselves feel better or to make themselves feel like the victim so they can cry to other people, because that's what they do. Like, I didn't even believe them about, like, so, like, they talked such mad shit about the person I'm currently dating before we started dating that I thought they were a garbage person. When I actually got to meet them, they're the only person who's cared. when I'm going through all this drama, and like they're perfect for me. Like we actually work really well. We never argue. I'm just so happy to be around them, and like we actually get along so well. And they're Scorpio, Capricorn is Scorpio. So we work out. But it just got crazy. And I think the important thing to think of with my journey is remembering to stop giving a fuck about what other people have to say. Remembering that if you're not important, nobody cares what happens to you or what you say. And what happened to her, what happened to me, nobody gives a fuck about us because we're not important. Like, hell, I think if you ask the disgusting being about the situation, it would probably say something like, well, it was a misunderstanding. Or something like that. I could see them saying that. Like, or they'd be like, my higher self doesn't like you. That's what they used to tell me constantly when we were dating. And it was so gross. Like, my higher self is mad at you, so I'm mad at you, and I don't know why. And I'm like, I can't fucking help you. I think you're like God phoning with your higher self. I think you're making shit up because you're stupid. I think you're stupid. That's all. I mean, I'm stupid. I dealt with all this bullshit. But I'm doing better as a person being away from all this bullshit. Because I'm working on not caring what people say, which is what's making my journey as a priestess so much better. I'm working on advancing my spiritual goals and the ability of myself to help people. Like, I'm ordained now because I was invited to officiate someone's wedding. I'm a Reiki master because I was interested. And I'm going to go back to school soon. And it's just like being away from everyone, everything's just falling into place. And it's really great. So, really, the priestess journey is just your life. And it's how you can be a help to others, but you have to help yourself first. If you can help yourself first, then you will begin to help others because you will be a role model and you will be someone that they can look to. And if you have your shit together, or at least if you have enough of your shit together that you can help others, because I don't think anyone ever has their shit completely together, then you'll be on the right path on your priestess journey. And my priestess journey has had so many fucking potholes. And, like, the road's been on fire. And there's been, like, robbers and murderers. There's not been murderers, but it feels like murderers all on this journey, on this road. It's a dirt road. And there's no signs. Or there are signs, but they're in Chinese. I don't speak Chinese. So it's just been a crazy-ass road. But I feel like I'm doing the best I can to learn and to teach and to be of assistance to others and to myself. Because I was able to help one person. And I guess a lesson I do need to learn is you can't help everyone. Because I know I want to do everything for everyone as much as I can. And that's not possible. There's nothing I can do. And that's not my fault. And I'm doing the best I can. And that is all that anyone could ever ask of me. And that's all that anyone can ever ask of you. Just do the best you can. You are not responsible for other people. You are not responsible for watching and caring for other people. You are allowed to offer your help or your guidance, but you are not required to offer your help or your guidance or your time. Your main responsibility is you. And that's where my priestess journey is taking me, and that's where I am trying to keep myself in this lane. Worry about me first. So I know this has been mostly rambly and talking about the bullshit that is affecting my ability to help others and my ability to exist. But yeah. So I'm going to put another video just talking about the priestess journey and all its aspects, but I hope anyone who watched this may find some inspiration from knowing to just keep going. Yes, this is a shitty road, but we're on it, and you're not going to get off it till you keep going. Like they say, When you're going through hell, don't stop now. Keep on going. You wouldn't stop in hell. Just keep walking. All right. Thank you so much for joining me here on So Stitch X. Bye.